action coming at you. And we got two great CIS region teams going at it. Vega Squadron going up against Navi here in a best of 3. Looking forward to this one here. This is an elimination match, of course, once again. The winner of this advances onto the playoffs, actually. The loser will be done here in what is the Summit 7 qualifier. So looking forward to having some good action here today. With all that said, I am Breaky CPK, and I'm joined by my co-caster, Z-Rock here. Z-Rock, how's it going, man?
You know, it's just another great day. Get to watch some good Dota. And this is actually a grudge match, right? They played the first round of the tournament together.
Did they? I don't know.
I believe so.
Did they? Yeah, let me check the brackets real quickly, because, yeah, you know, you are right. I apologize. I thought Vega...
And Vega, like, thrashed it.
Yeah.
It was like a 20 and a 30-minute game.
Yeah. That was... So, well, the reason why I said that, because that was actually the only one that I happened not to cast here at these qualifiers, so I was a little confused. But anyways... Sure. But you are right. Yeah, I do remember looking into that, though. Yeah, Vega Squadron had a pretty good time and in the end won that series. So a rematch of sorts, as you're getting at.
Yeah. And I always love seeing Tusk in the meta. Super fun, super dynamic hero. Tons of options, lots of flashy plays. Yeah. Should be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Now, most notably, Warlock and Abaddon both slipped the ban and pick phase out of the first phase. Not see this super surprising out of Vega. They tend to not necessarily favor the premium meta picks as much as a lot of the other teams. But Navi, I'm just surprised to see them let those slip through entirely. Opting for the Jug tree. Juggernaut, one of those on-the-fence heroes that'll get first pick, that'll get last pick, that'll get forgotten about, just always around. But let's talk about this tree. What are your thoughts on how trees performed in this event or around this patch?
You know, in general, Tree, I feel like, has been overall decent. It's kind of interesting because, you know, when Tree was first introduced into Captain's Mode, I just remember hearing about, like, oh, how this hero is, you know, potentially going to be pretty damn strong. And the Living Armor is one of those abilities where it's kind of hard to appreciate sometimes as a spectator because it's constantly doing work, you know, the global presence for both heroes and then towers as well. But I feel like we haven't seen as much roaming and ganking potential with the hero as he can bring. It's been more about defending than anything, which is kind of disappointing. Yeah. I'm still waiting for that, you know, battle tree and build here.
No, and I mean, that's kind of exactly my point. I feel like we've seen way more trees maxing Living Armor than Nature Skies, which was definitely a shift from when it first came into CM, and everyone was maxing Nature Skies. And I just see a lot of games where I feel like it does nothing, but they still win. Or there's some games where I feel like it's single-handedly carrying the game. It just seems like there's no okay tree games. As I said, it's doing okay overall, but it feels like it's either way in one direction or the other game by game.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, no, I'm actually curious to know what the stats are as of lately. And I know I had Kiev again. He overall did pretty well, and exactly, it's just he is doing well. It's understandable that he's being picked up in high priority, but yeah, I do think there is another way to play, and that not a lot of the teams have really opened up to yet. So, but again, still being newer into Captain's Mode itself. Perhaps that's something eventually to come down the line. But picked up by Navi here, you expect it is going to be more of that defensive, more of that, you know, be here for the Living Armor presence. And Overgrowth is always a strong ulti ability. Coddle, follow this up.
Yeah, Coddle. Our long-lost first pick, first ban hero from a couple months ago. Still super strong. Real quick, I want to touch on the bans. Navi banning Ursa and Alchemist does let the Terrorblade through that Vega has been favoring super heavily. Oh, TBU's first ban. Derp. Good morning. But yeah, Coddle, if they get a good offlaner that can provide pressure, thinking like Clockwork here, it would be a most notable one that we've seen played a lot. Really can just do a ton in the offlane. He just gets a cogs and a battery assault, Coddle eliminates from the tree line, and all of a sudden somebody explodes.
Yeah, it's
that's my super basic analysis, but you know.
You're right. So that's what matters here.
Low level analysis, too easy. But no, in reality, it's just a strong combo. I mean, the game is made up of 1-2 combos. Now, the real question is going to be, I'm assuming Carry Jug, but Carry Jug with a support tree is a little difficult to run. Leech Seed is a good slow, and it's a long-lasting slow, but it's not the most damage in a lane from a support. So we'll have to see if they run maybe that mid Juggernaut, depending on the matchup. Although Vega does have a ton of melee here. If they'd run something like a puck middle type thing, could do a ton of work.
Yeah.
We all know Dendy Puck.
I was gonna say, yeah, we're gonna see that Dendy here, and you know, it's interesting because I personally, I don't know if I've gotten the chance to really cast Dendy yet. I've been casting now for 9 to 10 months here, and the god Dendy.
You want
himself.
one of the old school Dendy heroes?
Oh, Pudge,
Dendy
of
mid
course.
Rubik. Dendy mid Rubik.
Yeah, he did that
all the time.
Wow.
Oh, he was. I mean, it was like one of the signatures. Like, yeah, the Pudge, that was a thing once in a while. It's more of a joke than anything. And then basically when Pudge came out, there weren't a ton of heroes in Dota still. It was like Tidehunter. Tidehunter was the first pick first ban for the first year of Dota 2. Because there was like 18 heroes or something. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I mean, that's an exaggeration. But yeah, there were just not that many heroes. So he was one of the few with a huge AoE stun.
Yeah.
Anyway, Vega picking up the Lifestealer. Super nice because he has a great delivery method in Tusk. It's not instant like we'd like to see, but it is better than something like a Spirit Breaker where they can interrupt the charge and leave them stranded. So not a bad bomb. Going to be looking for a mid laner here on the side of Vega. So TA also works really well with the Lifestealer. Not surprised to see that picked at all. Super common pick in this tournament, this latter half of this patch.
Yeah. This is
so. What do you answer it with? We've seen Veno tried. We've seen Lita, and pretty much everything's felt kind of lackluster.
I don't know if there's an obvious answer, but I think TA is just one of those mids right now that's like you just kind of have to deal with, and almost a little surprised that it's not banned, frankly. And that might be a case of Navi was hoping to maybe get it for themselves, but knowing that they didn't have the first pick and the last pick there, you know that's always going to be a risk. So. TA, yeah, we even saw G yesterday, in fact. Obviously in the losing effort in the series, but in that game 2 where they won, G actually had a hell of a performance on TA, as you stressed, though. In general, this hero has actually been doing so well. So, yeah, Navi, I don't know that there's an obvious answer here necessarily that comes to mind.
Is it to mid the jug?
Well,
it's not a bad matchup by any means. It's not a good matchup.
One that comes to mind, actually, what about something like a Troll Warlord?
I think you'd rather up jug. You just throw the troll as a carry. It takes too long to get through refraction as troll. It's just it's a little rough, and your wave clear is not very good, which can pose a problem when you look at the lineup overall. You've got Coddle to spam out waves. You've got Rocket Flare, but in the like early-ish part of the game, 10 to 15 minutes, I want to say if you run a troll mid, you probably lose most of your towers pretty quickly.
It sounds kind of, you say it would take a while to get off. Like, in my mind, it's more like having that fur ideally could actually burn through pretty quickly, but it just still takes time, you're right. It doesn't have that ability to...
Yeah, Blade Flurry melts it instantly.
Yeah.
This is an okay answer, just because, okay, if you can get a Q onto a TA while she's trying to harass you and then right-click her, that's 3 refraction charges. 1 from the Spirit, 1 from the right-click, and 1 from the Overload. They're all separate instances. So, not a bad way to get through it. And looking more for their overall team fight. It's something that in the mid game can just jump the Warlock, try to stop the Chaotic Offering from going down, really be a little more evasive. The one risk is he's going to be super vulnerable to ganks pre-6. If Tusk just looks at him funny, Storm might fall over.
Well, we're going to see the Dendy Storm to finish here, and looking forward to seeing how this game now shapes up. By the way, there is a stand for Navi as we see here. Exclamation point.
What a guy. I love exclamation point. That's my boy.
Yeah.
Standing in for who? Suniko?
Wait, no, that is... it says it was Suneko. No, it is Suneko. I'm sorry. I just saw exclamation point, and that just kind of registered now that you mentioned that.
And the stand-in tag.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, cool, stand-in here. No, but that is Suneko, so never mind. It is their full 5-man roster. I apologize.
Has he been playing with them for like 3 weeks? Why is he not tagged up?
I don't know. You know, Vega Squadron, by the way, wasn't there was that announcement yesterday with, what was it, Mag 7? He just joined Mineski, a Southeast Asian team. And everyone's like, what? CIS going to Southeast Asia? I believe he used to play for Vega, so.
I mean, that dude's insane. He used to play for, who'd you say it was, G?
No, Mag 7.
Or Mag 7. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he used to for a little while. I mean, Black, when he first played on Southeast Asia, literally communicated only with pings. Or when he played for, it was Vici,
Prepare
China.
for battle.
He had no real Mandarin knowledge at the beginning.
No, yeah.
Basic vocabulary.
It's always it's more and more interesting to see, like, Black I know was kind of one of the first ones to do it. I know Ice, I believe, had history doing it, and it's just like, you know, seeing the international players kind of come, the global players coming together more and more lately. We're seeing a lot more examples of that over time, and you know that communication barrier is kind of the key, as you pointed out. But hey, if they can get through that, you know, obviously the idea of moving to set LAN houses or, you know, the team houses in the end is becoming more and more relevant. So it seems like we're getting more of it as time moves on here, with teams coming together from around the world.
I think you're playing too much CSGO. It's just Mag. That's why I was confused so much. Mag 7's the shotgun in CSGO.
Wait, his name is just Matt? Okay.
I was like, wait a minute, what?
Maybe.
But no, yeah, Mag's really solid. Was on Vega for like 2 years. He was a staple of the OG roster.
Yeah.
Pretty close to the original.
It's early,
roster.
man. This is early.
It is very, very early.
Well, so actually on that note real quickly, so obviously we got this best of 3 here, Navi versus Vega. This is the only match today. It turns out, again, with scheduling, normally it wouldn't be this early even, but I guess, you know, with as we get later in the event and so many other events going on, the organizations themselves have to be a little more willing to, you know, make some adjustments day to day, and the teams, you know, they decided to play a little bit earlier, and then the other match, what was set to be Mouse versus
Prodota.
Mouse versus Prodota. That one's actually going to now take place tomorrow and set up to have 3 best of 3s tomorrow. So it's going to be a long day tomorrow.
We got a marathon day. Okay, mid lane already, though. Just that nice little dual lane back and forth. It's super exciting.
Yeah.
Everyone loses a bunch of regen. Nobody dies.
Oh, geez. Definitely feeling that pain, man. He's dropping pretty low himself. No refraction just yet, of course. But, yeah, Treant Protector. It's not often we actually see a Treant Protector just kind of babysitting middle lane. He did get that lead seed first, and Seneko just going to sit here and harass with it early on.
Yeah, it's entirely just a reaction. He knew Tusk was going to sit mid, felt the need to do the same to give Dendy something in the early game. And, yeah, working out well. I mean, the trades are good.
Bottom lane, Afterlife on
shards.
Oh, it almost hit, yeah. That would have been something. But yeah, it's a 2 versus 1 bottom lane. Obviously, Darkseer going up against both the Juggernaut and the Coddle here. Coddle, excuse me, we do tend to see more of an aggressive Coddle usually coming. I know you're kind of talking about that, the idea with that with the Clockwork even. But he is going to be babysitting again instead for the Juggernaut, as we see. Oh, middle lane, by the way. The Ice Shard's coming in this time, a much better block. But is it going to be enough for an actual kill? Dendy's running away. The Orb of Venom on him. All he can do is run, though, but I'm pretty sure he's dead here. He pops a Fairy Fire. Another auto attack. Yeah, that's going to do him in. First blood comes out in favor of Vega.
Very nice shards. Wow. Yeah, and it's interesting that he's the one that falls. Not a lot of people know this. Tree is super squishy at level 1. He's got quite a bit of base HP, but he only has 1 armor. So if you're able to not trade autos and just right-click him a little bit, he really can just fall over like paper. But a solid block from Seema there. Puts Dendy on the back foot very early on.
Race to the regen rune. It's going to be picked up by TA. Not much Dendy can do about that. Obviously, no storm light or ball lightning, excuse me, just yet, and thus doesn't have that extra bit of mobility here. So good run over by TA.
Well, so as for the Coddle, when they put Tree mid, they've accepted the Darkseer is going to get level 2, which means he's going to have access to both Surge and Ion Shell. Makes him a lot harder to kill. And so Coddle decided to go ahead and straight lane bottom, get an early point in Mana Leak, just so he has a way to zone back the Darkseer a little bit. I don't necessarily mind the trade-off, especially if he's going to jungle his way to like a quick 3 or 4, because that lets General get some early levels. Clock's going to get his levels with Cogs at some point. And then once you've got that level 1, level 2 Illuminate, then you rotate top. So I don't mind it. I think it's fine.
By the way, we see the power of that living armor coming through right there. Level 2 Treant Protector, he gets that living armor, and not only does that help save Dendy in the middle lane, but it helps him turn on a Tusk there and get some early revenge against him. So well played coming out from Navi as, I mean, to be fair, Vega Squadron, they were diving quite a bit. The Ice Shard is basically just beyond the Tier 1 tower. They really wanted that kill, and obviously it comes back to bite them. So good turn, though, from Navi, and that's again, presence of Treant Protector, of what he can do.
Yeah, and with the Shrine being used right there, he can come right back. This is going to force Tusk to keep coming back, and we're going to see a dual lane mid for quite a while.
Yeah, why not? He's got the good harassment tool with the Leaf Seed once again, and continues to be the 2 versus 2 right here. So this is definitely the entertaining lane, the one that we already had kills at and expect for possibly more the way things are going right now. But TA is going to pop the Shrine himself, and now has that level 2 refraction here, so it becomes more difficult.
Interesting out of general. He had a little bit of gold from top lane and walked all the way back to get a Shrine, and then TP's back to lane with no regen and no Shrine of his own available. So we'll have to see if he's going to be under some pressure here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Rotating around, smoke from Tusk. Coming to that middle lane. You see Dendy's kind of pushing up currently, and Sentry's even put down, maybe in case Tree and Protector hit a nearby, if anything else on a counter ward. But, oh, it's actually now the Sentry put down by Seneko, and he's just going to beat down this ward that he clearly saw Tusk put down. He's kind of trying to bait him out.
Neither of them had Tangos on the side of Radiant, though.
Oh,
so
that
Tusk
was
just
well played,
walks up, Tangos the Sentry, and was like, gotcha.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was about, but well played by Tusk right there to react to it. So they know the ward's there, obviously, but they need another Sentry to take care of that. Seems like that is going to be coming out, and Tree and Protector going to look to get that gold back, what he just spent there.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Obviously. Storm Spirit's not in the middle lane currently. He's currently falling back, and same for Darkseer, though, to be fair. He's at his own jungle boat. Wrap around here as Silent on the Warlock. He's being run down by General, but now General's the one that has to be careful himself. Living Armor is applied. Helping to tank up again, and he should survive throughout all this.
Denied.
Early rotations,
yeah,
though.
He's gonna hurt. This might kill him. 28, 10, 3,
Oh my
0.
God. It
There's
does
a Fatal
actually kill
Bonds
him.
on the entire creep wave.
Wow.
So, yeah, just very heads up from G there.
Radiant's top tower
Just
is under
to
attack.
plow through those creeps, dealing as much damage as he could before the bonds dropped.
Yeah. I definitely was not expecting. God, Fatal Bonds is strong, man. It's get on a full creep wave like that, especially. It's not often you see the long range kill as we saw right there, but they make it take advantage of it even. So.
And this start from Vega is looking very okay overall. The mid lane's rough, but it's rough for both sides. And the Warlock has so much experience for a support Warlock right now. He's level 4.5 at 6 minutes. And maybe better with a kill on General here.
Yeah, getting the living armor.
Cold.
Oh, there's the Fatal
the
Bonds
bonds
though.
again.
You know it's a kill. It's 100% a kill unless you can pop the Shrine. No, he's like, Shrine, come to me. It's not going to happen. That's a tough start for General now. Second
Yeah,
death
if you
right
get
there.
bonds to an entire melee creep wave, you're going to take roughly 500 damage. If they kill
Wow.
off the entire wave and they were all full.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just a nuts skill as far as how much damage it can do.
Radiant's top tower is under
Again,
attack.
see an example of it now a couple of times right here. So Clockwork, he feels the pain. That's for sure. And mentioned kind of an okay start here for Vega Squadron overall. But yeah, bottom lane Pycat here on Juggernaut. He is doing fantastic himself. 46 and 19 creep farm, and he's got the phase boots. As he's going to get more assistance from Biver meanwhile. Middle lane, Dendy will go down. Tusk actually rotating in this time, and G dealing plenty of damage for the kill. He actually has those traps now. Able to catch Dorspear right before level 6. That's the key right there. Getting that kill.
Yeah, Bendy just had one more creep there, he gets out, but instead, that is the slow, painful death.
Well played. Dendy back to the middle lane, but it's going to be level 6 here now, so obviously it's going to be much more difficult to kill, especially with the roaming Tusk, but it's already fell victim, so Vega Squadron can be happy with that. In this middle matchup now, TA, take a look at the net worth here. He's 3,000 net worth, about a 2,500 net worth currently for the Storm Spirit. So TA already having the better of starts, and is going to jungle here now a little bit as well. Darkseer also seems like he's doing all right at least. He is level 5, almost level 6 himself. Compare that to the Clockwork, who's, I guess, 5.5 too. So Clockwork, despite 2 deaths, not doing too bad.
Yeah, they're definitely in a similar position. The support level differential is the bigger one. I mean, the Warlock's a full level up on Coddle, and the Tusk is actually a little down on the tree. But I mean, to be fair, the Tusk has done so much more work in the mid lane than tree.
Radiant's middle
You
tower
see
is
General,
under
he's like,
attack.
I remember this. Having flashbacks here. This time he's full life, though, so He's going to be more than fine, and those Tranquil boots on top of that, but it's still got to be so annoying. Having to constantly deal with that. Fatal Bonds, that is. Fatal Bonds, by the way, level 3 already. Wow, Warlock's level 5 here himself. Soon to be 6, so.
Yep. That'll be one of the faster 6s we've seen in a Warlock for quite a while.
As that main support, he's leeching some experience off of the triple stack here for TA, and not only beneficial for the Warlock, but especially TA, who's really jumped up there now in net worth. Going to bust over 4,000.
This might be the first game I've ever seen a Warlock not need the tome at 10 minutes. He's already 6 at 9, so they'll be able to give that to Tusk, get the level 6 up on Tusk sooner, and yeah, in a very, very strong position to take a fight. If there's something that Vega sees, basically they've got their Infest up, Tusk can already snowball Lifestealer in, and then you've got the Chaotic Offering behind it way earlier than most teams would be expecting it.
Ooh, top lane could get interesting up here. Lifestealer gonna make his way back in, but he does not know. There's 2 more here, including the Juggernaut actually, who's up here. So here comes a bash initially. Nope, the leech seed, never mind. Rage pop, but the Omni Slash on top of him as he's running towards their tower. All right.
He wanted to get to the creep wave, because
Yeah.
if he made it to the allied creeps, he can't just kill him from full HP. So if he jumped in like the back one, he could actually get time for his whole team to rotate. Solid rotation though. Doing what I want every Juggernaut player ever to do. You get 6, you TP, you kill their carry with Omni Slash. It's like the dream.
Oh, Navi, experienced team, and make use of that right here. So Pycat will push out the top lane a little bit more, but not going to go for the tower kill by any means. Still really early on for that. Is this about Clockwork? He finds a solo Tusk. He snowballs out, though. And will survive, but General keeping the pressure up. Is level 6 now. Hasn't used his hookshot just yet, but he has it. As a mechanic to use here now, as Coddle's been absorbing some experience at the bottom lane. I mean, overall, this is one of those games, you know, everyone's getting some decent levels, except maybe the Tusk. Tusk is struggling a little bit. On level 4 still.
Yeah, he's kind of got what he needs, though. I mean, in reality, more levels on Tusk are kind of marginal gains. They're still nice to have, absolutely, but he's definitely one of those people that once he gets all 3 skills, he feels like he's unlocked. So while they'd like to get 6 up on him, get the Walrus Punch so you have 1 more CC, they're not in bad shape on him right now.
Yeah.
Dire's middle
Tusk,
tower is under attack.
that level 10 talent, yeah, 40% experience gain. Pretty,
But the damage.
high.
Radiant's top
But
tower is
damage,
under
you are
attack.
right. I mean, potentially with that Walrus Punch thrown in, you know, he could be quite the damage dealer to be fair, but I feel like, yeah, you need to be kind of snowballing. Get the pun there. You got to kind of be, you know, doing pretty well in the game as far as taking advantage of that, so. Now, Crystal Maiden, on the other hand, definitely should get the 60 damage talent. No, but, yeah, Tusk, by all means, doing just fine for the team, as you pointed out. And kind of accomplishing. And, yeah, another case, I mentioned G, actually, on TA yesterday, looking good. Seema, actually, did play Tusk a couple games yesterday against Alliance, and again, at least in the first game, looked very good doing so. And definitely
Yeah, he played it
hero.
in game 2, I believe, too, against the rematch of this matchup the first time, Navi Vega.
Yeah.
And they just demolished. I remember one fight he protected a Terrorblade and let him get off this crucial Sunder. Like, got a snowball at 10% HP on the TV, maybe less. And they turned that into a Sunder and turned a fight. Ooh, got the haste.
Oh, Seneko stutter stepping there a little bit. He's like, now it's bait. He's going to overgrowth. Go for the turn kill on a Tusk. Tusk doing a good job with the Ice Shard placement, actually boxing out any supports coming in, and Seneko will be killed off in the end. A Chaotic Offering was committed for that, so they are going to make a push with it, though, and it's ultimately going to work out pretty well for Vega Squadron here.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely hard for Navi to hold this. They'd have to have rotated Cuddle in really early, be ready to be eliminating already, and just not there yet, so. The offering is totally fine to get a tier 1 this early.
There you go, Desolator. TA actually has it finished, just a matter of getting it delivered here. So
It's insanely fast.
Nice timing,
She's going to
yeah.
hurt. She went from being like 4th on net worth to leading by 2K.
yeah, those triple stack. I believe it was a triple stack, if I'm not mistaken, on these ancients there. They that'll do it. That's one of those heroes you want to be stacking for, especially the ancients, and then, you know, transition. Like I said, they're comfortable with the idea, so.
Pycat's in a weird spot up here.
Yeah, he's kind of just like accepting it. He's like, you know what, I'm trapped in here. Might as well still do damage to the tower, but now he needs to spin away. And he will be fine, though. So, Pycat, he's confident. He has team support and knows that they're not going to commit to it. If they do, they could very likely turn. So, fall back from that. He's got the Yasha being built now. Pycat does, excuse me, the real you, meanwhile, Lifestealer does have that armlet finish, though, of course, and toggling that on and off.
Yay, he's not going Midas.
No Midas. Oh, trying to catch right there on the Snake, but now there's more nearby than maybe expected. Denny's going to fly in with that ball landing. Going to get the kill on the Seaman eventually, but the Walrus punch right before does some good damage right there, so now Denny has to be careful with his life. The Fatal Bonds is up, but not many leashes, if any, so he will be able to port back to base. Lifestealer going inside the catapult right there. Pycat, as you mentioned, maybe overextending a little bit. Biver will port in, but now Juggernaut, he's being run down. He has to pop the Omni Slash somewhat defensively right here. Going for the Terror Credit LTA. They might get it. That's going to be a big one at that. They will get the kill on him. A nice bounty coming out for Pycat on the Juggernaut. And Lifestealer, all they can do is run away.
Biver's insane. Mana Leak into a beautiful Blinding Light, which pushed the TA under tower, stunned her, and the Jug's Omni Slash was rolling with time, so he started right underneath her. I mean, that was insanely beautiful from the cuddle there.
Great assistance there. One of the newer players on the roster, of course, and looking good there at least. And overall, I feel like he's fit in pretty well. Ice Shards are going to block him somewhat, but not too concerned. Just simply Seema roaming around, trying to get some vision in. And being a nuisance that Tusk can be. What is this about? Lifestealer top lane.
Oh, he's going to get the courier. Whack!
Oh, I got the courier, nice. Lifestealer will be fine, so Tusk waiting around patiently. That works out. Nothing on it, right?
So Tusk's, oh no, Denny just brought himself a point booster. But yeah, no, Tusk's ult is targetable on the courier, and it does crit, so it's guaranteed one shot on the courier.
Oh.
It's like 400 and something damage.
So you use that right there, yeah. I guess it's not the longest cooldown, only 36 seconds at level 1 even. Jeez, yeah, that goes down to 12 seconds.
Have you seen this Frozen Sigil icon, by the way? Like, Vici Gaming immortalized the meta of Tusk.
So is it, so it is Vici Gaming?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What's the lore behind that?
Set, I think it came out after their, and what tournament? They won some big tournament, and then someone designed that set for them, and it got released in the store. I'd have to look up the date it came out. But yeah, it was just off the back of some Vici tournament win.
Yeah. They didn't win a TI, did they? No.
Vici?
No. Yeah, I was double checking.
The Chinese winners have been Wings, IG, and Nuki.
By the way, the new Roshan, as we were seeing right there. So Aegis has been picked up now, Lifestealer. No, Lifestealer doesn't get it. That's TA gets it. That's right.
Yeah. At this point, they're so far ahead in the tempo of this game, they want to give it to who can hit towers the best. So they're just going to give that up to G, and basically it's going to post G into a situation he can always siege. Chaotic Offerings up. Like, yeah, Vega is firmly in hold of this game, even with the plays from Navi trying to keep them in this.
Fiverr. Blinding Light pushback. He will avoid the Ice Shards, but I don't think he's going to be able to avoid death right here, unfortunately. He will get taken out. So, mentioned though, bottom secondary tower going to be pressured meanwhile from the Radiant side. Might be trying to get a fair trade of sorts right here. But Vega, they're going to keep the pressure up at the first tower at the top lane. But again, I don't know if that's a trade they necessarily just want to give up by any means.
No, not in this kind of situation. I mean, they feel like they're there, they might as well take it. And they may still have time to defend this. The Darkseer's here to push the waves out.
Yeah, Darkseer good at that, level 4 Ion Shell. More than enough to push it out, and he's got the mech on top of the Arcane Boots, and interesting, he actually has a Rod of Atos queued up. That's not an item we get to see every day.
Yeah, it's just the fact that Root is starting to get more visibility. It totally stops ball lightning, so if you can get it on a Storm Spirit, super good.
Yeah. I remember that being talked about, like how Root just got so powerful, and heroes like Storm Spirit were going to be heavily nerfed as a result. But Rod of Atos just never really took off as an item. Now, General, by the way, he's going to be caught over here and trying to hookshot away, and he will be successful with that hookshots to his teammate. Now, Seneko could overgrowth and simply run with it. It's a full-on retreat move here from Navi, although Dendy had different plans. He kind of goes in and is like, hey. But he'll fall back. He has a Bloodstone now, and he has that Regenerate actually even bottled up. So
just Dendy things.
Regeneration.
Hello.
Yeah, I mean, Atos, the problem with it is it's fairly expensive. 3,100 gold. It's more than a Yule's. It's more than a Force Staff. It has less options to it than most of those cheaper items, and it doesn't give you any regen. Which, if you look at all the other items that people like to buy early game, especially on supports and offlaners, they give some form of regen. So you can spam your spells more, you can have more time outside of Fountain, and Atos doesn't really do that for you.
That's fair. There's got to be some reason as to, oh yeah, Storm Spirit middle lane, he's trying to go for the kill on a Warlock. Meanwhile, Chaotic Offering is ready to go, but not saying he's going to commit to it by any means, but we'll see if maybe gets enough support. Man, he's going to live, actually. That Shadow Word, not even maxed out, but it still does plenty.
Yeah, nice CPM, though, from Darkseer. That's what saved him. The Mech and the Surge both getting him on a bad spot.
Meanwhile, Coddle bottom lane gets picked up between the TA and the Lifestealer. But you see Seneko setting up, does not have Overgrowth, however, just going to open up with the bash right there. Unless Storm Spirit really commits to this, though, I don't think that they're going to be getting any kills out of it. Yeah, they will be able to fall back in time, and they have their own supports coming in now. So, be too risky for Na'Vi to chase. They decide to accept it. As meanwhile, Pycat, though, he's going to push out the top lane. He has his Manta style. He's working on defusal. Already 1,600 gold saved up. He's doing just fine.
Yeah, he is keeping them in this game. When the pressure was on their tier 1 top lane, he took mid T1 while his team was like bottom right there, takes the T2 top. He's been splitting like crazy in his farm matches. He's on par with his TA that's gotten like 6 kills. Yeah, been involved in 6 kills. So definitely in a good position.
Oh, TA's opening on Intendy right there. Again, they do have a tree protector nearby. Overgrowth going to be coming out as a result, and Storm Spirit making his gap here with that ball lightning, and he will be fine. So that's good for his sake. That tree protector happened to be hiding right next to him, living up to his name.
Yeah, this is one of the signature Dundee things. If he gets into trouble, he won't ball lightning like a mile away into safety. He only ball lightnings as far as he thinks their range is, so he can save mana and look at going back in on stuff. Like, he almost died there, and he's almost full HP with full mana.
Yeah.
He's ready to fight already.
Well, Haster bottled up definitely encourages that, as Juggernaut also being gone on could encourage that as well. Omnislash is ready. Can he maybe get that off in time? Look for a turn. If anything, he'll survive. He will actually choose to spin instead. Chaotic Offering though, Wilson and Denny in the backlines is now here. Going for the kill on a Warlock. At least pick him up, but again, he's kind of done his job in a sense, so not to make a steal. Omnislash now going out the bounce between a couple of units right there, but Lifestealer feeling most of the pain, and he will end up going down though. But geez, speaking of pain, he's dealing plenty of it himself, and Clockwork's going to end up falling. Trap going to miss right there on a Coddle, as G is going to chase. There's the Aegis use, by the way, or reclaim even. But it ends up being 3 kills in favor of Na'Vi, as they got too committed trying to chase down Coddle at the very end of that.
Yeah, the Vega Squadron there was way too hesitant to use Chaotic Offering on Pycat. They caught him out very badly. Spin was still on cooldown. He wasn't in a great position to Omnislash yet. The team wasn't there. But they hold the rock until his spin was back up. And as soon as the spin came out before the rock, it was pretty rough to bring that jug down.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower.
And that's going to be Pycat's defusal. Like, he's huge.
That is, yeah, Juggernaut's not usually a hero you see skyrocketing like this. I mean, we see this hero often, obviously, for good reason, but he's not that flashy farmer usually.
You used to? There was a time where, like, every melee core went Battle Fury, and Juggernaut just, I mean, he took a lot of advantage of it. It wasn't like an AM, but yeah, it's been a while since I've seen a Jug just have this kind of lead. Gonna go the pretty standard 3-item, I would imagine. Probably gonna see a blink into Basher.
Well, Warlock continue to scouting out right here. Observer ward has been placed, and has to be pretty careful, though, as obviously they're in the area, and he sees that now. As General's looking for the chance for a hook shot, as that Solar Crest picked up. Nice enhanced damage to come. And they are going to catch Warlock in the backlines by the team. I mean, Dendy. He's just going in, balls to the wall. However, balls may be a little bit too big right now because he has to be careful about this. Warlock does eventually fall, but they are pretty deep. But you know what? They just don't care. Tusk, he's just dropping out too, and he will go down. So Vega Squadron just simply cannot react enough. And no Chaotic Offering especially. They do have Darkseer, but the wall's not going to be the best placement. And eventually everyone of Na'Vi just kind of walks away. They're not even done just yet, actually.
Yeah, this team is just go. They're totally ready to fight. Omnislash still up. Hookshot and Overgrowth not, but not really a big issue.
And they'll fall back. Well, this is the case now of the Bloodstone definitely paying off. It's either one way or the other. You know, so much we've seen it on Alina's lately, especially where I feel like it's just been going down in charges. This Storm Spirit, man, 17 charges and counting here already. That's huge.
Yeah, he's massive. And, I mean, I got to give Dendy a huge hand for the way he's playing these team fights. He's putting Warlock in such an uncomfortable position every fight where he's forced to either rock early and very inefficiently or die. And Na'Vi as a whole lineup is just playing so well around this Warlock. And we've seen what happens when teams are careful with how they engage into a Warlock team. The Chaotic Offering feels like it does less. You're never hitting 4 or 5-man bonds against a roster that's playing that way. And yeah, Na'Vi flexing some strength here.
Yeah, I agree that Dendi especially is playing very well, but at the same time, actually, the talk in general, he is he's going to be found here, living armor. I mean, he's tanky with that Solar Crest too, but not going to be tanky enough. And
Darkseer MVP vacuumed him behind the enemy lines, so the hook shot out ended up going right into G's face.
Is that what happened? Dendi, he's going to go back in right here. Not going to get a kill. Again, just going barely away, though, with that ball landing, as you stressed earlier. Trying to keep nearby because the team is rotating in, and they're looking to make some big plays right here once again. So Chaotic Offering is up, though. And goes back to that's the key for Vega Squadron as usual. Lifestealer going on the uphill. He's going to regret that immediately. They're on the toggle. Splits off with the Manta style right there that he just got recently. The overgrowth hits right after, though. But in comes the Chaotic Offering that will catch Juggernaut. Juggernaut goes down. And now G trying to run down Dendi right here. However, the TP is going to be successful as he gets away. But they lose Juggernaut, and that time the Chaotic Offering does come through for Vega Squadron here.
Wow. That Lifestealer was so tanky, taking through the entire Omni Slash, not even really flinching.
Getting a Manta right before that fight. We saw him use it right there. And, he used it right before the overgrowth, so that was kind of unfortunate, but it didn't matter in the end, of course. As now we see Tusk going to be initiated on, but they're doing this without Juggernaut, so they are missing out on quite a bit of damage. However, they will pick off Tusk. They're going to go for Lifestealer. Once again, we saw how tanky he was last time, though. I don't think it's going to be tanky enough this time, however. The Surge comes out, but he gets stunned, unfortunately, and he will end up falling right here. Silent also going to accept death, running back in. Maybe kill the Courier. That'd be fun. Not going to happen, so he goes down, and actually it is a very good hold for Na'Vi despite being down the Juggernaut. They get 3, and damn it, Dendi wants more. The Blinding Light pushback once again. Pyjamas making the big plays. And Afterlife is going to fall. Unstoppable streak indeed for Dendi. 21 Bloodstone charges now. That regen's insane.
And Ashiva's. All of the damage on Vega is pretty much physical. So, just so hard to bring down as well. 26 armor on him. Just, he's a beast. Dendi's so far ahead.
I want to go to that point now real quickly. Is that you look at this lineup, by the way, Vega Squadron, it is a horrible team against Storm Spirit. And that makes that final pick Storm Spirit that much better. It's like it's almost like obvious now in that final pick spot from Na'Vi because their lockdown is so little to none.
Yeah, but okay, so TA had such a big lead. I could have seen Blink Deso into an Orchid and then going into eventual Bloodthorn with it, and it would have been perfectly fine. It would have cut a lot of Storm Spirit's potential out of the game. But feeling the pain of the overgrowth too much, had to go on Manta just to get out of it. But we see the Orchid queued up now. That was my thought, was, okay, if you don't have a lot of lockdown for Storm, you kind of do. You just have to let it get off. It's in Snowball, it's in Tusk Punch, it's in Warlock ult. And you just have to lock the Storm down for a quarter second to get those off. And I had thought an Orchid was going to come out either on Lifestealer or TA a lot earlier.
Well, and they don't have it, and Storm Spirit is just
punished.
One of those heroes, yeah, especially with the Bloodstone. He has the potential to kind of get crazy in that snowball effect, and we definitely are seeing that here from Dendi in this case for Na'Vi. So that with the Shivas, as you talked about, all that physical damage being reduced now. He has his own Orchid going to be coming along. Already one of the Oblivion stabs finished. And the bottom tower kill easily happening there in favor of Na'Vi. You got Juggernaut. He, too, is obviously continuing to do very well as we've stressed throughout this game. And he now has that Butterfly queued up in the works. Actually has the Talisman of Evasion here currently. So nice benefit against the TA and Lifestealer already. But no, not a full Butterfly. Oh, wow, Tusk. Yeah, that was ambitious move on his part. Blinding Light pushback, he's dead. Oh, nice Chaotic Offering into the vacuum wall combination as well. And they're caught kind of an awkward spot. Is Na'Vi, or is it actually Vega Squadron the one that's in an awkward spot? As they're being spun right on top, and Lifestealer going to Infest Bomb, though. He gets a kill on a Clockwork, trying to hold his ground right here, and it will be enough for the kill onto Dendi as well for the first time this game. So that 7-kill streak stopper happening right there, and they are going to lose Juggernaut as the Aegis comes up. But now Dendi is trying to come back in. Again, he had those Bloodstone charges, so he comes up very quickly. Pycat, he's spinning away, but guess who's back? It's Dendi, bitches. He goes in on a Lifestealer right here, but he needs to be careful about it. Vacuum wall to pull him on in. Dendi now realizing that, yeah, he has to get on out. It's going to be a lost cause. At least try to save the Juggernaut, but it doesn't happen, and Juggernaut does end up falling in the end. So that's a victory for Vega Squadron, and that has to feel good because Na'Vi was really on a tear there for a little.
Yeah, and the itemization to stop Storm Spirit starting to come out there. The Rod of Athos is up on Darkseer. He connected with the root, and Dendi had to get scared. he took a ton of damage there in just the short root duration.
BKB, you think that's an option now Storm Spirit actually has to think about, despite, again, we stress out overall this team is not the greatest lockdown, but that Rod of Atos alone almost feels like.
Yeah, the problem with BK, Walrus Punch and Chaotic Offering will still go through it. So while it's really nice, you may be leaning more towards the Lincolns.
Okay. That route too. Yeah, that probably makes a little more sense as far as the synergy of the hero too, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're both going to do similar things. Like, Lincolns can get relatively easily popped by a Snowball or a Shadow Word or something like that. But then again, yeah, there's BKB piercing stuns.
Yeah. It's,
so you just take the fact that Lincoln does better stats and go that way.
Yeah, how about this, by the way? They pick off Lifestealer and then they pick off Tusk while we're, kind of analyzing what just happened in the last fight. So it's like, nah, we didn't even think about it happening. And again, Denny was up very quickly because of the Bloodstone charges he had, so he's already back to work and back up to 16 charges with that said. But, yeah, whenever about the idea of the Lincolns, I understand that, yes, that should be a little bit of a deterrent at least, that, okay, they have other abilities that can take it away, but you still have to use said abilities in team fights where it can be chaotic at times and, a lot's going on. I'm not saying these top-tier players can't take care of that, but it's still the fact that they have to do that beforehand. And, being a top-tier player, you'd expect that they could possibly get that time to react then when they see a beat pop. So, still overall, I think it's a good item.
And, it's a little more versatile. You can put it on your Juggernaut if he's in front or he's going to eat a big ability. And that flexibility can be the difference sometimes. Ooh, Arcane Rune on Dendi. This is the Dream Storm Rune.
That's true. Yeah, he's going to use it right here. Pops it with the Shivas. TA is in trouble. Dust comes down, so the Meld's not going to save him here. In fact, nothing's going to save him. Omni Slash committed, but again, that's a kill you definitely want, and he's dead for 75 seconds at this point.
Yeah, Denny just spent the rough equivalent of like 3,800 mana to do that. That's how insane Arcane Rune is.
Did he really? Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, it's 40% mana cost reduction, and he burned his entire mana pool. So.
Well then, that's yeah, they got the kill. Again, even the Omni Slash coming out, and TA, he is the most farmed in the game, so yeah, you got to really go all out on him.
And if you force a buyback out of him, I mean, it's massive. His tempo gets just dropped, and he's so close to finishing the Orchid.
Well, you got Vega Squadron now kind of pinned in their base currently while they're waiting for TA to respawn here. So Na'Vi just taking advantage, kind of pushing in the lanes elsewhere and being patient, maybe try to wait for a pick chance, but not going to happen just yet. Another Solar Crest, by the way, as Treant Protector also picks one up.
They want one for each of the course. There's so much physical damage on the side of Vega, and the TA is the one that's way ahead, and she's not going MKB. So they just desperately want to get these Solar Crests online, keep one on Dendi and one on Pycat.
Yeah, this Treant Protector, too. So a lot of the times I also feel like going back to, I know we were stressing it from the beginning of the draft even, it's like, I feel like Treant Protectors kind of fall behind in farm quite a bit. And they really struggle to get set items, but man, Seneko, he is not feeling that at all. Not only the Solar Crest, but that Blink Dagger on top of that, the Tranquil Boots in full. Like, he's doing just fine this game.
Yeah, I thought the Warlock had a very greedy early game in getting level 6 that early, getting a Midas first, and getting to it at a fairly okay timing. But the supports on Na'Vi were just as greedy. I mean, the Coddle sat bottom blasting creep waves once Juggernaut rotated at 6 for quite a while. And then, yeah, Seneco's still been able to find farm too, hitting a few creeps here and there himself.
So across the board, looking good for Na'Vi again, despite, there was the bottom hold there for Vega Squadron, so they definitely show that they can hold, but Na'Vi overall has the lead here, about a 6,500 net worth lead as we see at that nice little bar at the top here. Middle lane.
Orchid's up on Dendi. Keep in mind, look for him going on Warlock here.
There you go. He is going to jump Warlock right off the bat, so no Chaotic Offering this fight unless he can't kill him quick enough. He cannot. Glimmer Cape is popped, and now will he find the chance to use it? It looks like now is the chance. There it goes down. Omni Slash was bouncing around. General's trying to live now as he's running away. Overgrowth does commit and lock down a little bit, but the chase still continues. General, though, the Kai's going up. Nobody dead for the longest time. Finally, Warlock will fall, and now Pycat, he's trying to run, though. Juggernaut trying to play the surviving game in the background, so you see Dendi going after TA, and Dendi will get the kill on a TA. That's a key one because he's dead for 80 seconds. No buyback. They get the kill on a Tusk as well. And now here comes a turn from Na'Vi. The Healing Ward is put down. And Lifestealer, a couple of auto attacks. Nice armlet toggle right there. And gets the support from the Darks here. But Dendi You talk about going in, being a YOLO player himself. He will be YOLO there, and he gets the kill on a Dark Shizzer with all the match comes out. And is this going to be a complete cleanup in favor of Na'Vi? It looks like a triple kill for Dendy. He's back up to 21 Bloodstone charges, and nobody has a buyback here.
Wow. You gotta kill Healing Ward. That's about all I have to say. Look, Navi's full. I mean, they're entirely full. Pycat microed that ward so well. It wasn't that they weren't trying to. It was just they couldn't get to it.
Yeah.
What a great fight from Na'Vi. It would have been better if they got the Warlock to start it off. He got a great Bond Scatic offering off, but just not quite enough, and the Healing Ward doing so much work.
Yeah. It's amazing to me that that fight did go so well for Na'Vi, considering Warlock lived the initial onslaught, and then, as you say, actually got a really good placement of the Chaotic offering off too. But you know, that's where that counter initiation comes into play, as to be fair as well. You know, Snako popped the overgrowth, that also caused issues in the midst of it, and then the Healing Ward put down, but you gotta kill it, but good micro. What was that?
Fiverr got off, it was daytime into Coddle with an Ags.
Okay.
Like Fiverr got off 3 or 4 pretty good Illuminates in that fight, and every one of those, if he's charging them up all the way, is 500 health. Just insta-healed to any ally that runs through the path, so a ton of sustain here on this Na'Vi lineup.
And there's
I
that
just want to point
Lincoln.
out, like, did you see how far Snako blinked and got the stun on Lifestealer there?
Yeah. No,
he
yeah,
got
he's-
him past the shrine and was below the base when that started.
Yeah. That was pretty ridiculous. But again, as a team, they committed at that point. They were saying, you know what, we want this kill. And I think they felt pretty confident, too, that nobody had a buyback the way they were all just staying dead right there as they're trying to retreat into the base. So,
I mean, I also just think Navi's style is you don't care if they do or not.
you say if you have
You
it.
won the
you
fight,
have
man. We're getting 5 or we're all dying for it. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I mean, they're gamblers, but paid off right there big time. Win the jackpot of sorts, and haven't won the game just yet, but man, you know, I was just stressing before that, 6,500 net worth lead, now it's a 20,000 net worth lead.
Yeah, it snowballs so fast. Dendy Lincoln's is now online, so that's massive. rough stuff here from Vega in a game that looked okay.
Oh, yeah. And again, they're the ones with that coming off the 2-0 victory over Na'Vi earlier in this event, as we're stressing. So the rematch here, and Na'Vi now has the better of it so far. And only game 1, though, in this best of 3, so not to get too ahead of ourselves. But Na'Vi also coming off the momentum yesterday. I believe they beat Alliance in another event that we were just talking about. So
Yeah, another really rough showing from Alliance. They started one game down like 0-8 in 4 minutes or something.
yeah.
It was a bit painful. I mean, look at the Lifestealer, though. This poor guy just flatlined. He opted for a Manta because he thought Overgrowth was just screwing him that hard, that he needed a way to get out of it. And just hasn't gotten anything since. Literally has not gotten a single item in, like, 15 minutes.
I feel like if you...
Dendy?
What's his, yeah, Denny's just around the... he's going deep, man, again, trying to kill Darkseer, but he will back out this time around. Going back to the Dream Protector once again, if you can pick up a hero like that that forces an odd pickup in the Manchester, I mean, again, I know it's not useless by any means, but again, he's not getting maximum efficiency because he's not the agility-focused hero. So forcing him to get said item as you're stressing is like, that's already kind of a win in some ways. You know, having the hero alone kind of does that. So another reason why Treant Protector is a strong pickup. Yet again, but Treant Protector going to get caught right here with a couple, but out comes the Crimson Guard, actually. And here comes the support now as Juggernaut. He's going to actually start running away, but Dendy, he's doing his thing in the back lines. Tusk, he's dropping low himself. But a big overgrowth on 5 heroes. Oh, there's a lot of illusions there. He was Omni/Kosov as well. And going from hero to hero. Gets a call to Darkseer. Down goes Tusk. Now they will lose Treant Protector. And actually, Dendy's having some trouble with the Lifestealer over here, it looks like. But Warlock also having trouble against many others. And he ends up falling. Blinding Light pushes TA over the ledge, but it's just not going to matter. TA goes down. And Lifestealer's like, well, I tried.
Go for him.
We saw what happened last time. Yeah, of course they're going. There's the Vortex pulling right back in, and there's the kill. And if you're Vega, I think that GG is looking pretty appetizing here.
Finish him.
Nope. They want to buy back. They want a chance. That was interesting timing right there. The vacuum. Well, kind of pulled them in, stalled them a little bit, but the last-ditch effort here definitely for Vega Squadron, that is. But TA is going to be putting that Illuminate going through, and again, you see the damage from it, as well as Pycat putting in plenty of auto attacks, and TA, that's a tieback for him. Lifestealer just simply trying to be that last stand effort, but it's not going to happen. GG is going to be called, and Na'Vi will take game number 1 here. Overall, looking pretty good.
I liked the draft out of Vega, I really did, but they all just needed 1 or 2 more items. Your TA needed to get to BKB, and your Lifestealer just needed to get to anything. And the Na'Vi they found their opening, and holy hell did they push it. They got that Aegis up on Jug, took 2 towers, a big base team fight, and then everything just went to hell. I mean, Dendi definitely MVP, with the Coddle being a close second. I think the only thing I'm disappointed in slightly was their use of the clockwork. I mean, we've seen General make way bigger performances than that, but he just didn't have to, I guess, this game. The rest of his team did everything they needed.
I was just looking at the inventory. I just happened to glance at the inventories at the end there, and you mentioned clockwork. He had a butterfly.
It's not quite as good as the double Chrysalis build he did like yesterday on Darkseer, or 2 days ago on Darkseer.
Yeah,
but
that's something.
Yeah, General. I don't know if it's lost them a game explicitly yet. I'd have to go back and look. But pretty much once he feels like they have a lead, he buys whatever he wants.
Yeah.
He's just like, what's going to be a meme? What's going to make Twitch chat laugh?
Well, I also looked at that. You mentioned Dendi. I mean, obviously, we mentioned Dendi plenty of times that game for good reason. He was zip-zapping around doing Storm Spirit things, getting kills, and you also see the damage difference. 32,000 plus damage. Nobody was even close. The next closest was 20,000. His teammate Juggernaut and TA on the other side were there, so he just was wrecking left and right, and kind of that momentum controller for the team. So